Hello, welcome to this edition of Wisdom with Nick. I am trying to get excited about filming a video and putting it on YouTube, but I gotta say that I don't like this. I don't like this process because I connect with people and a person has a face and I can see how they are reacting to what I'm saying. They can see how I'm reacting to them, and there's a connection there. I have nothing staring at a little dot on a phone. So for me, it's actually really difficult to record these, but I want to do this because I care about making a difference and I want to share what I've been given. I want to share what I have to offer, and hopefully it helps you, whoever you are who is watching this. So, the wisdom I have to share today is fear. Not a great subject. But I have found fear to be a very, very important emotion in my life. Because most of my life, I wasn't really in touch with my fear. And so as a result of that, I got into situations and relationships that while they had maybe something that initially was good, there was something else that was also really harmful or hurtful, and I could have avoided that if I had paid attention to my fear. So, do you know if you are feeling fear? Do you know when you feel fear? From what I know of fear, fear is primarily a trauma response, right? Fear is designed to protect you from something threatening. So it's really, really important to be afraid. But sometimes fear keeps us from things that would be good for us. Like maybe you want to go achieve a dream, or you want to do something more with your life. You're probably going to feel fear if it's a legitimate dream because it's going to have to push you out of your comfort zone. But if you listen to that fear and act upon that fear, you may never actually achieve your dream. So the key is to grow in maturity with how you handle and process your fear. For me, I didn't feel fear. When I got into threatening situations or in a relationship, I would find myself sitting across from that person and maybe they were saying something really hurtful or something that I was feeling ashamed about because they were exposing how bad I was, that I did this thing or whatever. I would go numb. Like I would just kind of go blank on my face and just go numb. And like, I'm not going to get hurt. You can't hurt me. And then whatever was happening in the moment would kind of just come in as information. And then I may have an aggressive response. So I may move against the situation or the person with aggression. And oftentimes that aggression gets interpreted as hostility or subordination or who knows how else they classified it. But those two in particular are how it got understood often in those relationships and in those situations. But I didn't really realize it because it just felt like I was angry. But I didn't know that underneath the anger was a lot of fear of something. And I was not able to process the fear of that something because I was stuck in an aggressive anger response. But as I began to develop the skill with the help of trained professionals to develop that fear skill. Not only did it help me process what was actually happening in the moment, then I got to the place where I actually got to start to choose, how do I want to respond to this situation? Where it was no longer reactionary, where I'm becoming aggressive. Or maybe I do allow myself to become aggressive, but I use that aggression for good ends to move us towards reconciliation because there's something bad happening in the relationship. Or the situation is bad and it needs an aggressive, quick response to preserve life. And then the other thing is, it's really important to be in touch with your fear, because you don't know if your fear is also keeping you from something that's good. Because just because you feel fear, like, you can't really just not feel fear, because it's an autonomic nervous system response. But you don't have to act on that fear. And so what was really helpful for me, and I want to share this with you, is becoming okay with just sitting with the fear and not acting on it. Processing it and asking, what is it that I'm moving against? What is it that I want to run away from? What is it that I'm feeling overwhelmed by and I'm shutting down and going numb? What is it that I want to stop at all costs? Those are the four responses: fight, flight, freeze, and fawn. What are those? Where do those responses show up in your life? Those are clues that you're feeling fear. And then, how do you want to respond when you're feeling the fear and you want to react those ways? What is it against? What is it to run away from? And what is it that fear is keeping you from experiencing that's good? And then evaluate it. You can't really do this in the moment. In the moment, it's really, really difficult to be thinking, because at that point, when you're having a fear response, you are in preserve my life mode. That may be emotionally, that may be relationally, I don't know for your particular responses. But over time, as you have these experiences, you can come away from those experiences, begin to process it, and then the various aspects of your fear, and then decide, how do I want to respond in the future? And then you gradually build a muscle, you build a new skill, and you're able to enter into situations feeling the fear, but not necessarily acting on what your body wants to do with the fear. So, that is my piece of wisdom. Pay attention to fear. It's a very, very helpful tool, because you need it.